symposium is more than a gathering of professionals. It's a forum of transformation. As we share knowledge and experiences, let us remain conscious of the responsibility we bear to ensure that our procurement decisions lead to improved service delivery, enhanced accountability and sustainable development and outcomes.
We've existed since 1932. Cips, the Chartered Institute Procurement Supply, has existed to promote the art and science of procurement and supply around the world. But since then, Cips has grown and adjusted, and I'm going to tell you today this is a moment in time for the evolution of both the profession and Cips to support this, and I'll tell you more of that in a second. But the reason I wanted to just cover where we are today, Cips has members in 180 countries around the world, nearly every country. I think there are only 186 countries in the world at the moment, and so we have virtually the globe covered. This year we're opening offices in lots of new places. I took over in October last year with a determination to really fulfill the remit of being the world's professional body for procurement and supply. So we're going out and we're opening offices around the world. And you may have heard, and I've announced this week, our intention to open a permanent presence, have a permanent presence here with a permanent team in Nigeria to support the growth of Nigeria.
Cips has been established since 1932. And I have to acknowledge something, that no Cips CEO has been to Nigeria until today. So, even though it's a bit embarrassing because he's my boss, I do have to give credit to Ben Farrell for his presence in Nigeria today. So I'd like a round of applause, please. How many of us have been speaking about having a Cips office in Nigeria? Forever. That's going to happen. That's going to happen. And to be honest, with the commitment that we all have, including my passion for procurement, I couldn't be more excited.
Collaborate with the enemy if it will make you to succeed. So as far as the field where we are, procurement, supply chain is concerned, you cannot survive if you cannot collaborate. So I want to urge Lagos to increase. Lagos is doing so much collaboration, but to keep increasing, because that is one way to success.
The question is, is Lagos the Singapore in the making? Yeah? It has all the potentials, yeah? By natural advantage. It has all the potentials to do that. That advantage is there, but we're also saying that there could be fragility as well. Things that need to be managed, yeah? So its strategic location is a given. The physical infrastructure, particularly the deep sea ports and all the infrastructure around that, both physical and digital, and then it's also the gateway to Africa's largest and fastest growing consumer market, yeah. So which is the ECOWAS sub-region. However, we need to pay attention to congestion. We need to address the issues around bureaucracy and how it can sometimes frustrate trade facilitation. And then also the issues around piracy in the Gulf of Guinea. So those are some of the things that could be drawbacks as well.
Distinguished guests, our energy procurement choices today will shape our city competitiveness tomorrow. It will enable us to be a truly 247 city with the best livability index. And as a government, we are committed to adopting and implementing strategic procurement practices, innovative financing models, i.e. private finance initiative, and cross-border collaboration to harmonize energy assets and trade policy, drive energy infrastructure development, ensure transparencies and accountability, and value for money in line with best practices. I call on all procurement professionals to join us with a sense of purpose and hone their skills and be ready for the tomorrow of the energy market, where wet products, gas, and electricity are traded on the spot, where the concept of procurement tackles sector challenges, including loss reduction, availability management, and proper cost allocation. Together, we can build an energy infrastructure that powers our economy and propels our nation to global trade leadership. Thank you for listening.
So the three pillars under ESG: environment, carbon footprint of logistics, energy sources in production, climate risk exposure. What were we talking about here? We talk about it. How do we come to work? Some continents or countries have started using electric cars where the carbon footprint is completely eroded or minimized. But here in Lagos, we've heard about the logistics. We've heard about the capacity of business, the economy, the underground economy, particularly very strong, irrespective of what the economic laws are saying or doing. There's a power, there's a spirit in Lagos that pushes us out there. How are we managing our carbon footprint?
I think we must first acknowledge that the primary role of decongesting the port does not lie with Lagos. I think it statutorily lies with the Nigerian Port Authority and the customs services. But then, Lagos has very important roles. Number one, for example, the establishment of the Lekki Deep Sea Port. It was facilitated by Lagos. One of the major objectives of that is actually to decongest the tin can port. For example, it's called the Deep Sea Port because there are some size of ships that cannot pass at the tin can port that are being diverted to Togo or some other West African sub-regions. But with the full operation of the deep sea port, then we are taking full advantage of that.
Way beyond sustainability, the world is also tending towards circular economy, where we are looking at how can we reuse what we have. We are looking at recycling items, reusable items. So I think that Lagos State can come to a point where you have some sort of support, grants for businesses that are into circular economy. It could also be in forms of tax reforms, where if I ask businesses here or companies here how much you pay in tax, especially for manufacturers, it's huge. So I think Lagos State should be able to come to a point where we say that as a business that is, looking towards circular economy, we can have some certain percentage or discount taken off your tax, and then it sort of motivates every other businesses, every other organization to come into that line. Thank you.
The public sector, yes, has all the infrastructural, all the policy tools to work with. But then the private sector has the capacity to innovate. They have the data, very important, and they also have the tools. So that collaboration is something that is a must. And Lagos State, for instance, can start with establishing something like a public-private procurement council, right, where you have the two sectors, collaborating to optimize what it is that they have.
This government has a vision, so I see that in due course, it may not be fulfilled in this tenure, but we will see the targets that are trying to be achieved. And then the last one I'd like to talk about is how to make Lagos beyond just a hub, but be a regional distributor by developing marketplaces here, contributing to local manufacturing here, so that we're not just a passerby point, but actually where we become a strategic manufacturer in West Africa and projecting to the rest of the world.
I'm looking for three of them, just single words. Collaboration. Right. Trade hubs. Thank you, ma'am. Yes? Sustainability. Awesome. Oh, clap for yourselves. You mentioned 4, and my 3 are among the 4. Isn't this awesome? You are true professionals. Let me start from Grace's word, which was what? Resilience. It's a key word, resilience, in our profession. How many people think only perhaps 8 weeks ago, and this is to demonstrate how important resilience is in our business. Only 8 weeks ago, the most famous man in America, Mr. Trump, and his most famous friend, Elon Musk. Right? They were the best of friends. If you haven't built resilience into the government of America, it will collapse today. Why? They are the best of enemies now.
In conclusion, strategic procurement is very fundamental to enhancing trade infrastructure efficiency, particularly through effective public-private partnership by employing cost-effective sourcing techniques, managing risks diligently, and ensuring compliance and accountability. Organizations can significantly strengthen infrastructure development efforts, thus fostering economic growth and improve trade dynamics. Lagos State's future depends, and we are convinced, on strategic, transparent, and efficient procurement. Thank you for having us. God bless you.
Before you go, we have something out there for you. Please, just manage the little that we have. I'll quickly invite one of our past presidents, or branch chair, Mr. Fadikbe, to please come forward and help us make this presentation to the moderator of today's session, Mr. Harrison Ilodi. So much. Thank you.
We've explored these challenges, yes, but more importantly, we have identified the opportunities that lie in innovation, infrastructure, collaboration, and policy reforms. It is clear that the future of West African trade cannot be written without Lagos playing a central role. Let us leave here not only informed, but inspired to build stronger connections, promote inclusive growth, and transform potentials into lasting progress. Thank you very much on behalf of CIPS Nigeria, and do have safe travels.